Hi. Welcome, everybody, to LRRMTG at a special bonus time on Tuesday because it's the Baldur's Gate Alchemy Horizons Early Access Streamer event, which will be happening once this client finishes downloading 5 gigs. So, yeah. Lying in Bedmon says, "Hey, G, how you doing?" Doing all right. Nice James cosplay. Yeah, I got the hat. Not because my hair's been falling out, but 'cause it just looks bad. The hair just looks bad today. GLHF Magic, what's up? Good luck, high five to you. Hope you're feeling okay today. I'm all right. I'm a little tired, which has been the answer to that question for the past week and a half. It's mostly just been pretty tired. But yeah, the hair's hanging on. it's been hanging around. It's loosening, but it's turns out it's unpredictable. It'll probably go away at some point. Yeah, the beard's holding on great. Beard's not going anywhere yet. Again, this whole thing is unpredictable. Nice to see you too. Yeah, so we've got Arena still downloading. The special client used for this early access event wouldn't let anyone log in until 6 minutes ago at 10 a.m. Pacific, after which it downloaded a gigabyte. And then the tutorials, which you skip, and now it's downloading an additional 5 gigabytes. Luckily, I've got a good internet connection here, but we have some waiting to do. So now would be a good time to test out some fun hair colors, says Ken Coppin. I mean, I tell you what, I haven't been I haven't scheduled a haircut for obvious reasons, and I'm getting very shaggy at the back. So, tutorial for content creators? No, it's because it's a new client. They give you it's a special client for the event today, and so it's like, oh, you're a brand new player. Here's the Magic Arena tutorials. So you just skip those. Because I know how to play Arena and Magic the Gathering. GLHF says, you're a special client. No, you are. I don't know which or both of you is over there right now, but I miss your faces. Both of y'all. We had a pre-release this past weekend, and I didn't get to meet any of our guests. Wah. It felt weird. It was great, though. I watched the whole thing. It was a great show. Everything went really well. We're both here being very cute. We miss your face to the maximum limit. It's probably illegal. How much? Oh, heck yeah, you too. Hey, Mangled Pixel, how you doing? Bet it was the most relaxing PPR you've been a part of? Kinda. All I really did was, like, review the edits on the Judge video and the Crack-A-Packs. And then during the day, I just watched it. It was nice. Speaking of which, I also didn't get to do the Commander Legends launch videos, so I didn't get to play with any of these cards. Not that that's what these cards are, because it seems like they've changed them all. And I don't know how to feel about it, but we're here, and we get to play around with these versions of these cards. So that'll be interesting. Many lovely people have subscribed or resubscribed, so I will welcome them. Now, Baron von Poppenoff for 60 months. Mooey for 55. Bits19 for 71 months. Nenluen for 69 months, who says, nice. Correct. Jess K for 47 months. Carnor for 20. Azidburn 95 for 51. Neo of the Dark for 50 months. Far Harmal Farmer for 2 months. Wolfstrike NL for 23 months. Our Lady of Lilacs for 34. Psykiller 2 for 7 months. Ah, Fantastico for 25 months. Names that are fun to say. Jiba 86 for 13 months. Asoksa for 57. May We Come In for 62 months. Walbogs for 5. Senor Diablo for 40 months. 2 Senses for 62. And Coralan for 25 months. Good to see you streaming, G. Thanks. I'm also happy to be here. And Seraph Impact, a brand new sub. Welcome. Thank you. Yeah, I lied. I can't show you my birthmark. There's still too much hair. I was afraid to be like tumbling out in patches, which is typical, but has not yet got to that point. If I grab a whole bunch and reef on it, then like a bunch of it comes out, but not as much as I would expect, and only from the top. So, you know, we're going for that. We're progressing towards skullet territory, at which point it's all coming off. So you're a cat? Oh God, yes. Our cats are too damn fluffy. They leave their fur all over the place. Ray FK with a 95-month resub says, #branding, you too can buy this hat at store.loadingreadyrun.com. It's true. This is a RoadQuest hat. Celebrating the Woodcock 500. This logo designed by Max Schubert. Chris G. Miller for 67 months, who says, my name is Dull. Well, it's your name, and no one else's, so congratulations. Ramiel 117 for 60 months, and Weissenhorn for 48 months. CJ Wilson says, I recently adopted 2 supposedly short-haired cats, and my God, it gets everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. Extra so when they're fluffy and fight. The hat's sold out. Oh, Beej will be happy. I didn't think it was sold out. I thought we still had some. I like this hat a lot. It's wool. It wasn't cheap, but we were like, let's make a real nice hat. And we did. Hi, Donnelly. Here's the most recent picture of our disastrous fluffs. The contrast isn't great, but like, look at this. Look at this thing. He's really filling in. He's really filling in. Getting extra fluffy, especially around the ruff. Oh yeah, the ears are preposterous. Oh, we are now loading the initial scene. Is that a new cat? New as of December. So like new. Bah. Yeah, what an adventure. No kidding. Yeah. What's next? I thought I skipped all this. I'd like to unlock all the play modes, please. Okay. There we go. Reroll one of these. Nice. Not that this is my account, as you can tell, because it has 500,000 gems. Good grief. Oh, you know what we should have been using our time to decide is sealed or draft. Hadn't thought of that. Oh, Liliana of the Valleys, resub for 8 months, says, hey, Graham, sending you, Kathleen, Penelope, and the rest of your family all my support from Wales. Also, the sub babby is almost due. Thank you so much. It's, a week and a half ago was the second treatment. I've been pretty, like, ugh. I'm feeling fine, just low energy. So today I feel all right. Looking forward to hanging out with y'all and doing some streaming. Lazy Snow Leopard for 4 months. Y'all got me into this card cult and love it. Whenever someone says, you got me into Magic the Gathering, our typical response is, I'm sorry and you're welcome. 100 bits from Lurker Spine in celebration of the download completing. Pipshard 4 for 12 months and Ryu9969 for 21 months. Welcome back, both of you. Drilled. Great, you're all really helpful. Draft, sealed. Jordan says, who are you kidding? It's you. The first is always sealed. I mean, yes. That's generally how I operate. All right. Let's ease in with a sealed. 2,000 gems. Can we afford it? Ho, wabow. All right. What is 2 of these? Whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to player, you draw that many cards. Equips for 4, but it's cheaper on a shaman, warlock, or wizard. And I've got 2 of them. Okay. Belt of Giant Strength. Equipped creature has base power and toughness 10/10. Equip 10. This ability costs X less to activate, where X is the power of the creature it targets. So it's easier to equip if the creature is already large. Huh. Oh. Ascend from Avernus. Return all creatures and planeswalker cards with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh, that seems like a fun way to win a game of Magic the Gathering. Archivist of Ogma. 2/2 flash. Whenever an opponent searches their library, you gain life and draw a card. Sure. And Raga Draga Gorguts Boss. Raga Draga. 4/4 for 4. Each creature you control with a mana ability gets +2/+2. Whenever a creature you control with a mana ability attacks, untap it. Whenever you cast a spell, if at least 7 mana was spent to cast it, untap target creature gains +7/+7 and trample until end of turn. That's weird. Okay. I don't know what to make of any of this. Commander Mad Moe for 89 months says Magic. Welcome back. Blue Water Baboon Farm. That's a great name too. 19 months. Welcome back. And Dreadalicious, 8 months. Says resubbing. Sorry for leaving you. Oh, you're always welcome. Don't worry. Snow JP for 26 months, who just says heart. Thank you. Well. Okay, at least the AFR reprints do the same thing that they did before. I guess having not played with CLB and paper, I'm not going to be super lost when they've changed those cards. That'll be interesting. The McClintock asks, hey G, quick question. Is there going to be a nickname podcast for MTG, CMD, RB4, BGD&D? I don't think so. Great question, though. I mean, horrible question, but fair to ask it. Gate to Tumbledown. Ooh, Battlecry Goblin. Oh, maybe we can just Rakdos kill you. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of AFR cards in here. Okay. To Manorborn. Underseller Myconoid. Raga. Oh, Krydle. What's up, Krydle? Cloak of the Bat. Nice. Sometimes you just need a 4/4 flyer for 6. Oh, the Walrus. Kukuka FU. Oh, Pilgrim's Eye. That is a... Ooh, I don't... Is that a Thopter? I don't like that. Why does it have hands? There's a walrus in the set? Yeah, there's now walruses in Magic. Creature type walrus. It's a porcupine? I guess it is a porcupine. Weird little porcupine. All right. Ooh, Innkeeper. We're going to zoom out just so I can see more of the cards. Okay. What? Oh, that's too far. All right. What's good? Patriarch's Humiliation. Target creature perpetually loses all abilities. Then Patriarch's Humiliation deals damage to it equal to the number of creatures you control. It's one of them white removal spells that's probably pretty all right. I'll throw one of those in. You're ambushed on the road. This one's okay. Does the same thing as AFR? Yes. All right. Archivist of Ogma seems neat. Flaming Fist Dusk Guard. It's a blade. Love to see it. Whenever it ETBs, you get a boon with when you cast your next creature spell, it perpetually gets +1/+0. Okay. Soldiers of the Watch. 2/1 with double team. Right, so because in the Commander set, what's a boon? It's a delayed trigger. It's a thing that they've added to these. So in D&D, it's a thing. But in this, it's like... It's the little square things that show up on the side of Arena when it's like an effect that sort of carries on. So... yeah, you get like a thing that's just, yeah, when you cast your next creature spell, this is going to happen, and then it goes away. So that's cool. Anyway, in the paper set, a bunch of cards had Myriad, but Arena is 1v1. So instead they changed it. I think they just gave all those cards with Myriad double team, which is now when this attacks, if it's not a token, you get a duplicate in your hand, and then they both lose double team. So you can't just sort of go infinite on it. It's a fancy way of saying a delayed trigger, yeah. It's a new flavor word. Anyway, that gets in. This is good because it's just 5 damage for something. Unicorn's good. Flaming Fist Ossifer. Whenever another creature you control leaves the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Sure. Blessed Hippogriff. Blessed Hippogriff. Target creature can be indestructible until end of turn. All right, it's a good combat trick. And then, whenever it attacks, target attacking creature without flying gains flying. Yes, both of those in, please. Icewind, Dale. Stalwart. 3/3 for 4. Protection, Fighting Style. That's an awkward flavor word. Whenever it enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target non-warrior creature you control. Oh, you blink a thing. Oh, the combos. All right, get in. And Sent from Avernus. All right, we had a lot of good white cards, actually. Not like that. So that's cool. Maricat's asking about perpetuals. Yeah, so perpetual and perpetually is a thing for Alchemy. It's one of the Arena, the digital-only mechanics, which is that card is altered in that way in all zones until the end of the game. No matter what you do to it, if it gets bounced or shuffled into your library or goes to the graveyard or even exiled, it will continue to have that change. And they note that by making the text purple. Protection's one of the fighting styles from 5e. I know, it's just protection fighting style. It's just an awkwardly long thing. So anyway, this all looks sweet. A little low to the ground aggro white stuff with like a blinky sub-theme. Dragonborn Looter. 1-mana Looter, sure. We'll throw one of those in. Clever Conjurer is okay. Whoops. Dream Fracture. Counterspell, its controller draws a card and you draw a card. Oh, I see we both draw a card. So what's there to be mad about? In Pseudo Dragon Familiar. 2/1 flyer for 3. Target creature gains flying. Yeah, all right. It's a slightly weaker Windrake, but I suppose that's all right. This weird robe. Shaman, Warlock, or Wizard. Not a lot of those in white. Draw that many cards. Huh. Oh, no. Ugh, okay, it's one of these things. So, Pseudo-Dragon is creature-type dragon? Yeah. But we know. All right, so 2/1 for 3. Tap, draw a card, and discard a card. Okay, so loot. And you put a study counter on it. Specialize 5. When this creature specializes, remove all... No, that's not what I wanted to do. Right click. No, I don't want to craft it. I want to see what the other special... Okay, go in the deck. Maybe this will work. Okay. When this creature specializes, remove all study counters from it. Look at that many cards on the top of your library. Put one of those into your hand and the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. So it turns into a 4/3 with loot. Or a 4/3 with loot that you get to distribute that many +1/+1 counters among any number of creatures. Or a 4/3 with loot and you get to put a target creature with mana value less than or equal number of study counters from a graveyard into the battlefield. So you want to have a number of study counters on it. Remove all study counters. It deals damage to a creature or planeswalker. Or seek 2 creatures with mana value less than or equal to the number of study counters, put one of them on the battlefield, and shuffle the other into your library. That's going to do my head in. That is going to do my gosh dang head in. Obviously it gets in the deck, but... All right. Yeah, Villain's Lair probably gets in. Lizard Folk Librarians. 2/4 for 4 with double team. ETB Scry 2. Yeah, it's fine. Juvenile Mist Dragon. Yes. ETB enters the battle, or ETB for each opponent tap up to 1 creature they control. It doesn't untap. All their creatures don't untap. Rhyme Shield, Frost Giant. Young Dragon. Scry 1, draw a card. Flying. Yes. Draconic Lore costs 2 less if you control a dragon. Got a couple dragons. Draw 3 cards, sure. Sword Coast Serpent. Serpent Dragon. Hold on. Bounce a creature. Silence Slack. Bounce a creature. Yeah. Okay. Well, blue-white just seems like it's gonna... that's a deck right there. I'm just gonna throw in everything that looks good and then go from there. That seems like a decent combat trick. Shambling Ghasts are fine. Bone Caller Cleric. 2/1 for 2. Turn target creature from graveyard to the battlefield. Yes, absolutely. Deadly Dispute. Wanderer, Thieves' Tools. Nefarious Imp. Whenever one or more permanents you control leave the battlefield, scry one. Sure. Sewer Plague. Gross. Target creature opponent controls perpetually gets -2/-2, and at the beginning of each upkeep, this creature perpetually gets -1/-1. Oh, okay. So it keeps getting... It gets -2/-2 right away, and then it keeps getting smaller until it dies. Yeah. All right. Good. Sigil of Miracle. Beginning of combat in your turn, mill a card. When you do, if there are 4 more creature cards in your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control and it gains Death Touch until end of turn. Meh. Chain Devil. Animate chains. ETB, each player sacrifices a non-token creature. Oh, so it's more expensive fleshy bee. Yeah, I guess in. What the hell is that? It's horrifying. It's got a molting exoskeleton. Gross. When it dies, it perpetually gets -1/-1. Then, if that card's toughness is 1 or greater, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Oh, that's weird. Not Undying. The other one. Persist, yeah. So it's a 3/3 for 5, and it dies and it becomes a 2/2 and comes back, and it dies and becomes a 1/1 and comes back, and then it's just dead in all zones. Sure. And we'll throw in a Baleful Beholder. All right. Tumbletown. I know that's not what it says. Seek a non-land card. Activate only once. Only once! All right. Mountain Gate, huh? Sure. You can get in. You can get in. Reckless Barbarian. 2/2, sack for 2. Sure, one of you, I guess. Unexpected Allies. Target non-token creature you control. Gets +2/+0 and double team until end of turn. Also gains first strike until end of turn if it... Hang on. Non-token creature you control. +2/+0 and double team. It also gains first strike if it has the same name as another creature you control or a creature card in your graveyard. So that second part is less likely, but you can give it double team and make it conjure a copy of it. What is double team? It is a new mechanic, sort of replacing Myriad. Whenever you attack with a creature with double team, you conjure a copy of that card into your hand, and then both cards lose double team, so that you can't just go infinite off it. So, I wonder if only once is perpetual, or if you can make it change zones to reset it. Probably it's only once for real, like once. So, Alchemy cards have so many words. There's a lot of words. Improvised Weaponry, Valor Singer's fine, Unexpected Windfall, Young Dragon, Make a Treasure, Can't Block, sure, Fireball, Warriors of Tiamat, 4/2 haste double team, Gut! Oh no, okay, hang on. Okay, time for some reading. 7 mana for a 5/4 Goblin Shaman. When this creature specializes, how do you specialize it? Oh, I'm reading the wrong way, sorry. 6 mana, 4/3. When it ETBs, up to 1 target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. If the creature you don't control would die, exile instead. Cool. Okay. Specialize it. Into a 5/4. When it specializes, create a token that's a copy of a creature card exiled with this creature, except it has double strike and haste. Sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. Sure. It's a 5/4. Create 2 tokens that are copies of a creature card exiled with it, except they are 2/2 and have haste. Create a token that's a copy of a creature exiled with it, except it's a 3/3 and has flying and haste. You sacrifice all of these. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 4/4 and has menace and haste. Can we guess the last one? Lifelink? Oh, trample. That's the green one. Right, I should have guessed. Except it's a 5/5 with trample and haste. So you got to do the first thing to make the second thing worthwhile. But it is an ETB trigger. So, okay, yeah, sure, you get in. It's a weird one. This gate does the same thing. How does specialized work? Why do they have mana costs? I assume they have mana costs for for cards that care about the mana cost or the mana value of a given permanent. It's very little is actually different between each one. Every one of these is a 5/4 with the same mana value. And then it's doing the same thing, just changing the abilities that that creature's going to get. So this one, it's got double strike and haste. This is two of them, but they're 2/2s. This is a 3/3 with flying as a 4/4 with menace and a 5/5 with trample. Doesn't specialize replace the card in your deck? Oh, probably also that. So if it gets bounced, then you have to recast it for its new cost. So like if I ran this in like a red-black deck and I specialized it into the red-green one, I probably couldn't recast it. Huh. Interesting. Weird. I think this is not good. Unless you have a creature that's really hecked up on +1/+1 counters, so that it's cheaper to equip, and then their base power 10/10, and then the counters. Otherwise, this is very expensive. The gate gets in. Poison the Blade gets in. It's just, it's Blade Brand in green. Love it. Innkeeper's good. Nurturer. Tap for green. When you spend this mana to cast a dragon, you gain 2 life. Heck yeah. Arcane Archery. 2 and a green. Instant. Target creature gets +3/+3 and reach and trample until end of turn. Yikes. You get a boon with when you cast your next creature spell, the creature enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter, reach, counter, and trample. That's a preposterous trick. Get in. Band together. Up to 2 target creatures you control. Each deal... This is just a reprint, isn't it? From... Is it Amonkhet? It's like Gideon and someone else punching something. No, not from Commander Legends. Oh, you mean like original Commander Legends? No, isn't it from something else? Battle Bond. Is that what it's from? Fair enough. Hey there, Porsgard. I'm doing okay. Doing okay. So far, the only side effect I'm experiencing is a very low energy. Reprint with a different name? No, I swear there was a card... All right, I guess I'm just making it up. Anyway, sure, get in. Druidic Ritual. You may mill 3 cards, then return up to 1 creature card and 1 land from your graveyard to your hand. Sure, we'll throw one of those in there. Conjure a card of your choice from Follow the Tracks spellbook onto the battlefield. Oh, it looks like it's the 5 gates. Yes. That's fine. It was War of the Spark. Thank you. And the art, it was Gideon and Nissa on the art that were like punching something, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Good. I'm not going mad. It was 2 Guildfolk? Oh, well, I don't know what card I'm thinking of then. Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about now. Yep. Band together. Yep. Okay, so I was still right. I'm imagining a different card, though. The art I'm imagining is from a different card. But anyway. Underseller Mykonos. That Saproling is really unpleasant. It's a 1/2 for 3. But when it ETBs or dies, you get a Saproling, and you tap it for mana. Sure, and the Hillgiant Herd Gorger. All right, there's not enough green. I don't think. And then we got Krydal Kaka. Shadow Archdruid. Whenever it attacks against Death Touch until end of turn, mill 2 cards. Once during each of your turns, you may play a land or cast a permanent spell from among cards in your graveyard that were put there from your library this turn. That's pretty cool. Raga Draga, which we read earlier. Cloak of the Bat is probably pretty interesting. Norb. What's Norb do? Sacrifice Norb. Search your library for up to 2 basic lands and or gate cards. Reveal those cards. Put one on the battlefield tapped and the other into your hand, then shuffle. Oh, it's a very slow cultivate. All right. Bronze Walrus seems all right. Pilgrim's Eye seems all right. And that dragon seems all right. Well, now what? There's a lot of options. I feel like ship it like this. No, this is. I'm just throwing in cards that I think look playable. I like the white. I like this. This is a big late game stuff. Cut red, probably. I think I want to be like white blue or maybe white black. What's really good in the red? Battle Cry Goblin, Improvised Weaponry, Young Dragon, Fireball. Yeah, we can probably cut red. Put 2 Yorians in the Companion Zone. Smart. All right, let's cut red. I think we're going to cut green as well. I don't... Like, that's very cool. Green is mostly... seems like my green pool is mostly mana dorks by volume. Got the Myconoid and this Scaled Nurturer and this Prosperous Innkeeper. A little bit of removal in green, but the green is not spectacular. I would be going 0-3 to make the Robe of the Archmagi combo with the belt just so I can draw 10 cards one time. I mean, Mr. Ajax, that's not a bad idea. 1 second. The sun hath gone behind a cloud. Thanks, Vargas B-Ball. I'm feeling okay. Note, I'm broadcasting from home because I don't feel like going into the office today. Also because I refuse to take public transit until this is over. While I'm considering which of these 2 colors to go into, I want to welcome back MDK Marshall for 98 months, the Quick Gray Fox for 16 months, Mr. Simon Says for 4 months, Rocket John for 50, Elihu Aaron for 80 months, Modreen for 66 months, Rinsfelda for 14, Smiling Warlock for 47, Sandra Snoopa for 55, and Arconic Energy for 69 months. Nice. The hat makes you look a fair bit younger somehow. I look like any man from the Pacific Northwest. I'm not wearing my Blundstones at the moment because I'm inside. I'm wearing slippers, but thank you. I appreciate it. I trimmed my beard. I hadn't bothered trimming my beard in like a long time. Jordan, I am also from the Pacific Northwest. I am calling myself out as well. You got your blunnies? Where's your plaid? The plaid doesn't necessarily show up as much as you might think, at least not in Victoria. Oh, Vargas B-Ball, thanks for gifting a sub to Lid of Loathing. Appreciate it. Okay, so what do we get for black? We get the Beholder, we get these weird hookmen. Sewer Plague is cool. I like that, but otherwise, like, it's okay. In blue, we get these flyers, this specialization thingy, 2 different counterspells, nice and limited, or in sealed particularly. I don't know about these librarians. Some nice top end. In white, I just really want to play this. Yeah, let's go Azorius. Let's just make a call and be like, yeah, we're just doing this. Do we need Pilgrim's Eye or Bronze Walrus if we're only in 2 colors? Probably not. So this is removal. How many creatures we got? 20 creatures. Okay, we could probably cut some creatures. This is removal if I have creatures. Do I run the second robe? I don't really have shamans, warlocks, or wizards is the thing. So I don't know that there's a great deal of value in In fact, I think I have 0 of those things. I have 1 wizard. Yeah. So I guess I'll run one of them, but I'm not, like, aching to run the second one. 20 creatures, hey? Let's cut some creatures. These 2/4s. Go away. Although I do like the scry with this blink thing here. Let's see. Maybe we don't need this dragon. None of our dragon synergies are in this build. Zed Regulus. Yeah, I've seen the first 3 episodes of Strange New Worlds, and it's nice to watch Star Trek again. Strange New Worlds is everything I want from Star Trek. It's delightful. Drieger Slash with 3-month resub. Thanks for the great content, G. Hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching it. Appreciate it. Yeah, we could probably cut the unicorn because we don't have any life gain. So there we go. Archivist doesn't seem great for limited. Which one? Oh, Archivist of Ogma. Oh, there's one life gain. Whenever an opponent searches it. Well, I just kind of like that it's... Oh, actually, Seeking isn't searching their library, is it? Technically speaking. But it is a 2/2 with Flash, which I think is probably pretty good. All of these spells seem fine. Oh, that's the dragon synergy. But we do have... Let's see. Dragon. Dragon Ball Z. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 dragons. I don't know if we need this one, considering the rest of our top end. And... maybe we also don't want this one. I don't know. I like our more aggressive 2-drops. Six spells over 4. What? Oh, you mean these ones? Run 41. Rather not. Oh yeah, what sleeves do we got here? So many sleeves. I guess we would have all the sleeves. We do. Ah, that gingerbread person is moving. Oh man. Holy moly. What is this? That's metal. I'm not going to go sleeve that screams at me. Oh, look. It's like I won one of the one of those events. Oh, dope. Oh, but the avatars are locked. That's funny. Too many pets. Too many pets. That's a lot of pets. What was that? Oh, right. The fox and the thing. It's okay. We don't need that. Anyway. Nice thing about these is this you can cast as a 2-mana spell. This one you can cast as a 2-mana spell. I'm going to cut this looter. All right. Sure. Let's try it. Hang on. Let's get better land. What? Well, these ones then. Done. All right, let's fight. Still no sound? What? I can... Oh, I'm sorry. I've been hearing it the whole time. There you go. I didn't know that it was there. I've been hearing it the entire time. All right. You should be hearing it now. My bad. Yeah, I guess so. Sure. Ooh. Fish. Oh. This is just... This doesn't look 3D. This just looks like a drawing. Target creature gains in the start. All right. Monk of the open hand. All right. Guess we... Scram and draw a card. I don't think we need to bounce Monk this turn, so we will go on a little adventure. All right. That's our late game plan. Aggressively trade stuff off, and then ascend from Avernus. Genasi Rabble Rouser. Okay, so that's one of the double team cards I was talking about. Let's get that out there. Oh, that's a weird noise. Tap the fish. This has fire breathing. Yeah, well, I guess we're not blocking. Oh, boy. Okay. Turn target creature to its owner's hand. So they've now both lost double team, so they can't just keep doing that. Creature gets indestructible until end of turn. Yeah, I guess we'd pass. Probably going to use both our combat tricks here, because then next turn we get to play our dragon. Remember when they made that priest fly at common? Yeah, it was an angel too, which was relevant. All right. Eat your priest. And if they pump their Rabble Rouser, I'll probably just bounce it. Oh, I could have just played this. Whoops. I could have just played that as a 2/3. That would have been better. I was not paying attention. The Hippogriff's only 4 mana. Yeah, I'm not going to bounce their thing, because they can just recast it. Alright, dragon. Young dragon. Principal Skarner says, am I tripping my shoes off, or do the card animations look better? They seem fine to me. I hadn't noticed them not being good. I don't know. Is there an old blue dragon? Maybe. Beginning of each combat, each creature you control gets +1/+1 if it has the same name as another card you control or a creature card in your graveyard. Yikes! Ooh, woof. Is this where we start to trade stuff off? I gotta get up to 8 mana if I expect to get my young dragon back. But if they kill the dragon, then my officer gets larger. Yeah, let's double block one of these things. This is probably fine. Next turn we get to Hippogriff and keep up either of these tricks. So this is probably okay. No, that's a sorcery. Another target not... Oh, what? Oh, that's much worse. I don't like that at all. Okay. Oh, we did trade at least. We did trade. Yeah. A creature you control or in your graveyard. Ugh. So the rabble-rouser keeps getting bigger. Liara, stop it. Another target non-token creature you control gets first strike and double team. Activate only as a sorcery and only once. That is interesting. Okay. Yeah. Phew. Kill Liara, take 6. That's not helping. The Avernus count is 3, so we would get back our Flaming Fist officer. I guess we could play Pseudo-Dragon Familiar and try to trade it off, and then we can also get it back with Avernus. Oh wait, that's what I was going to do anyway. We're fine. This is fine. We also have, we can bounce something. Prophetic Prism. Oh, that's a card I know. They haven't changed it, have they? ETB draw a card. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is the problem. Is like I thought I know all these cards. Okay. So we're gonna trade off the Pseudo-Dragon. Try to block here, I guess. I gotta pump twice. Oh. That's so annoying. I guess we'll bounce the Rabble-Rouser. Folks, we are going to lose the hell out of this game. We are in so much trouble. Oh, we could have brought the Hippogriff back if we'd traded it off there. Well, we get 2 creatures. But not this one. We could just get these 2 creatures back, and that's not enough to win this game. Or we can just play this. It's a 6/6. Have we attacked yet? No, not once. We probably still lose in that instance because we have to block every one of the creatures. What's it? 4 to equip? Okay. If they play 2 spells, well, all right, let's try it. I don't think Ascend from Avernus is going to help us here, but there's a chance that we survive this turn. If we don't die, then we get to maybe do something with Ascend from Avernus. How much is the fire breathing on the Rabble-Rouser? It's 2. So they have enough to equip the Dueling Rapier to something and fire breathing once on board. That does not change the math. If they play 2 spells, the Monk is lethal, but then they'd have to play 2 spells, so they probably can't do that and pump or equip onto the Rabble-Rouser. Like, I think it would be very difficult for them to have lethal without removal. If they have removal, we're super dead. but I feel like we've been dead this whole time. Okay. I'll jump to 4/4. What do we want to kill? I guess the one that pumps? Oh, we have to kill the one that pumps. We have to block that one. All right, well. All right, I mean, dead to a combat trick, as expected. Okay. All right, now we can ascend. Choose a creature in your hand. It perpetually gains haste. Neat. That's kind of scary. Oh, boy. They had 2 spells there, too. So what does that do? When this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may exile it and then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Why does it have that ability? Oh, when you cast this spell, it gains this. Wow. Okay. And then it can turn into... It only specializes for 1. Is specialized sorcery speed? Okay, it is. And it turns into a bunch of stuff that will probably kill us. Okay, well, let's go to Avernus, everybody. Hi. Can't be blocked, but then I die, so no. And they have lethal if they just equip to the monk? No. Oh, ambergris. Awesome. Love it. Oh, God. Okay. Who's the character in the opponent's avatar? That's Tasha. Okay. So. Oh, we're dead. We're just dead. Well. Whoops. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, well, whatever. Okay. Oh, thanks, Otter Luna. Right, it's Tuesday. A new crap shot went up. I don't even know. I don't remember which one went up today. Oh, right, new Krog. All right. Back at it again. The one about Bit Dirt. Gotta love Bit Dirt. Well, that game felt not particularly close. Magic Seeker 1 for 47 months. Quiet Quandary for 66 months. And The Fickle Cat. Welcome back for 34 months. Appreciate it. Utilitarian says, to join the LRR stream, the first words were, we're dead. It's like coming home. Welcome back. Yeah, all right. Turn 2, we scry. I like the slight flicker. No. Stop giving me islands. Uh-oh. Oh, we might be in trouble. Uh-huh. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That sleeve is actually animated? Yeah, it's flickering slightly. You know, for the vibes. Maybe I do want that Pilgrim's Eye. Walker of Tales. 17-month resub. Sure, Graham could beat life-threatening illness, but can he beat magic streamers? Well, currently I've done neither, but I'm working on it. Okay. Well, we remember that this thing casts for 4, so maybe let's do that. Because this thing, yeah. We could. Nah, let's not get greedy. Wait, new crap shot? Yeah, it's Tuesday. We decided they'd go up on Tuesdays. Chris Ellis? Yes. The interface to read the specializations is awkward. I don't love it. They got their own dragon. Cyber Egg, welcome back for 70 months. Thank you. Well, I mean, I'd like to start trying this thing out, I suppose. We could just play a big dragon, but what if instead we... it gets... I don't think I want to give Val +1/+0, so I think I'll play Val first, then play the Flaming Fist Dusk Guard, and give this Mist Dragon. Or, I mean, next turn, play the Mist Dragon. Yeah, I don't feel like attacking. Magnetron Man, about as well as can be expected. If you check out that link, there's a 20-minute essentially stand-up routine where I explain everything. It's I'm honestly doing as well as one can given the circumstances. So they passed and didn't play their dragon even though they had the mana for it. So that's curious. So I guess they're going to counter something, so I guess... Yeah, here's that boon I was talking about. All right. Counter my dragon, I suppose. Sibwow knows. Surprisingly, the hair's really holding on. Whose priority is this? Why is this me? What's going on here? Raiders! Welcome. Yeah, if this feels like something's gone wrong, I'm going to restart Arena. Great timing. Welcome, Raiders. Happy to have you here. Uh-oh. There we go. Relaunch. It's the Troglodytes. They're here from Adam's chat to watch me play Magic. Or try to play Magic, anyway. Let's see what happens. That did feel like a weird arena thing, didn't it? You win. I'd like to win, but I kind of feel like... Oh, it just skipped my whole turn. Love it. It just skipped the whole turn. Instead of actually casting this or anything, it just went back to my opponent's turn. That's great. Well, may as well loot. Opponent Comic, a brand new sub. Welcome to the channel. Mysteria for 55 months. And Kind Cryptid for 79 months. Thank you for the kind words there, Mysteria. Appreciate it. All right, let's try this again. All right, that worked that time. So now they can counter it, like they were obviously going to last turn. It has been a while since stream from Studio G here. There we go. Exile target spell, then roll a d20 and add that spell's mana value. Oh, so they just get it for free now. Awesome. Well, that sucks. That was the worst possible solution. Yeah. Where, There's a big empty void over here because we moved that dresser out of here because we're going to be, like, painting and redecorating at some point. Not anytime soon. KB Karma, 20 months. Welcome back. Says, hi, Graham. Hope you're doing well. Have a great day. Doing all right. Oh, and it gets the buff, too. That sucks. Creature you control. Oh, I was hoping I'd be able to get my dragon back. Do I have... Do I have bounce? I don't know if I have bounce. Bleh. 4 each opponent tap up to 1 target creature they control. Each of those creatures. Okay. For each opponent. Huh, that was not changed. It just doesn't do anything. All right. Oh, Meteor Golem. Sick. Yeah. Guess I'll kill theirs. No, that's a bad block. These are all bad blocks. Great. 2 mana left over after that. All right, we'll just do this. Any number of creatures controlled by different opponents. Is this some early preview of attempting to put multiplayer on Arena? That's weird. Okay. Oh! Crap. Okay. Why didn't they attack with... Aha! Yes. This has got Ward 3. Okay. All right, so it's time to slam. Uh-huh. And then protection, fighting style. It's not a warrior, is it? Okay, good. Blink. Sadly, can't target Rhyme Shield Frost Giant. I guess one of those. Get my dragon back. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Please don't have a counter spell. Give me back my dragon. Could have done this on my turn, I suppose. Ha-ha! Aha. What now? Excellent. All right, we're stabilizing. They could draw any manner of BS. Oh, that's only a 2/2. Okay. All right. We are stabilizing. I think I got to get this flyer out there. Oh, I can only cast... I only have one white source anyway, so sure. Let's just play this dragon. Okay. Next turn, we might just draw 3 cards. Please keep drawing not relevant spells, opponent. Thank you for your time. Considering we accidentally took a turn off, because Arena decided that we should, I feel like this is going okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm way back in chat now. I also don't think Arena's ready for multiplayer, but it'd be fun. Everyone just wants Commander. Never leave the house after that. Drawing 3 cards. Time to get out the pencil crayons. Uh-oh. They just gave whatever's in their hand haste. Excuse me? 5/6 Ward 2. Tap up to 1 turn. Discard. Okay, that's the discard thing, right? I remember reading this. You can discard Callum to get other... It's a 5/6 flyer with Ward 2. Okay. Going to 4. Actually, I guess I should... Because yeah. 3 cards, please. Wow, none of those are relevant. Thank you. Okay, I don't like the gnome chuckle. All right. Please draw land, opponent. Nothing relevant. I asked very nicely. Yep. Big old chumpers. Definitely could have attacked with those pilgrim's eyes. Happy you didn't. Haha! Now my flaming fist officer is slightly larger. Oh. Does that do anything? That does, actually. I get my juvenile mist dragon. I get back all of those creatures. Oh my god. Now I can't tap Callum because Ward, but I do get a lot of creatures. Do I have any attacks first? I don't think so. Nope. Let's just go ham. You think I attack with both? I probably do, actually. Because I'm getting back... If they don't counter it, but then I'm dead anyway. Getting back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm getting back 7 creatures. Yeah, all right. That's true, and if they trade off and kill my creatures, then that's just very good for me. What are you doing? Wait, what? Oh, they went, they sacrificed it, undid the sacrifice, and went to blocks. I see what happened. This is awesome. Get that hasty thing out of their hand. Great. Hi. Can't tap your big thing. Ha-ha! Ho, ho, ho. Ah. And that's why I wanted to play that card. Paul voice. Hello. Yeah. Cards like that are very silly. Okay. Do we have lethal? They block 4 in the air. No, they block both of the... They chump those. I don't actually think... Do we have lethal? On board, they're taking 13 minimum. Oh. Yeah. All right. Okay. You get flying. Why not? Go for it. Oh, I could have given something else flying too. Whoops. I could have given a lot of stuff flying, actually. That was silly. I think this is still lethal, though. Nice. I probably didn't need to spend that much time counting. All their blockers fly. That's a good point. Yeah. Cool. That card is silly. Continuing. The college student. Back for 3 months. Welcome back. Thank you. I'm also glad Settle the Wreckage isn't in standard. Hey, Hamath. I like this comment on the crap shot. I like that it's pretty consistent that Krog invents mostly harmless and occasionally outright useful cave person stuff that evokes modern tech, while Merg invents exploitative and harmful cave person stuff that evokes modern tech. Yeah, we were writing these ones, and we were doing the crap shot today with Bit Dirt, which you should go watch if you haven't. And we were like figuring out. Originally, it was like Krog doing it, and then talking to Torg, and then Herc, Alex's caveman character, was, you know, like, oh no, Herc, I'm a bigger idiot. Sure, we'll keep this. And then we realized, it's like, wait a minute. This is a Merg invention. Wah! That startled the crap out of me. Where did that dragon come from? We actually need... Well... Yeah. Nice. Oh, damn, there's 5 crap shots I need to watch? I think we've only... Is it 5? It's 4 or 5. Oh, it is 5. Well, pass it on back. See, this is great. If they counter something we were scared of, we can counter it. And if not, we can just play this 2/2. Lantern of Revealing. Add 1 mana of any color. For 4 mana, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, you may put it in the battlefield tapped. If you dump it. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yes. Canadian Hosk. Hosk, you know what's the funniest thing? Because I know that you've been dealing with getting locked out of your stuff because you're visiting Canada. On my end, It's it says because you're asking, wait, Loading Ready runs as things other than stream. Where can I find such content? And I was like, wait, who's asking that question? Then I realized it was Canadian Hosk, who is flagged in chat as suspicious user, monitored ban evader, possibly. Like, you cannot catch a break. Oh my goodness. All right. So they're going to attack with this and then get another one in their hand, so that's kind of neat. Yeah, you know what? Sure. Tradesies. Oh, don't kill my dragon. That's so rude. Oh, that's so rude. Wow. All right. Lintoon for 72 months. Welcome back. And Lyrazel for 300 bits. Thank you so much. Wow, that was gross. Okay. Got our own double teamer here. And yeah, we're just going to play this Hippogriff as a 2/3 flyer because they have a 2/1 flyer. Oh, I see. So Twitch wouldn't let you in as Lord Hosk. And so then you got a new account. And now Twitch is like, hey, we didn't let this person in. And then they signed up with a new account from the same IP. So that's suspicious. It's like, Twitch, please. What's double team? Great question. So this is to replace Myriad. So when a creature has double team and you attack with it, you conjure a copy of that creature to your hand, and then they both lose double team. So that's what my opponent did. They attacked with their Lizard Folk Librarian, and then they got another one in their hand. That is a problem. That is a big problem. Well, whenever it attacks. Good. So now, play that, get a boon. Next creature will get +1/+0. Play this. There's my boon. Comes into play. Blink this. Get that boon again. Combo! Not a combo. I think I still prefer Myriad. I mean, so do I, but it doesn't do anything on Arena. It's a multiplayer mechanic, not a 1v1 mechanic, so that's why they changed it. Cammy C22, back for 18 months. Welcome back. And roughly 21 Smurfs, back for 84 months. Thank you. Underseller Myconid. Impending jump scare in now. Grody. All right. Shaman, Warlock, or Wizard. Yeah, I don't have any of those. Oh, I can play and equip it. Let's go. There's so many things that they could do here that would get me. Oh, right. Like that. I'm an idiot. Oh, see. You saw it. Gail. Gail saw it. I didn't see it. Because I'm an idiot. I'm going to lose this game now. Oh. You need to be quiet. Actually, go to sleep. Thank you. Just flops right over. All right. Oh, well. Yeah, lost the heck out of this game. Yeah. Well, go for it. Roll your dice. What do they get to do? 16 +1/+1 counters on each of up to 2 target creatures. That, Yo, hot take. That's dumb as fuck. Pardon me. Oh, that's really silly. Okay. Well, everyone, it's been a blast. I don't understand why Juvenile Mist Dragon is still templated that way. Oh, they can still do... Oh, I'm just going to quit. They can still do the stupid pseudo-dragon thing. Wow, that was very silly. Hey, Canadian Hosk just got a sub. Thanks, Camthalion. And Yibstill with a 2-month resub. Been lurking long enough, now I want to support. Thank you. Really appreciate that. A lot of cards got reprinted verbatim. I know, but it's like they had to put a specific wording into Arena when they changed lots of other cards because they're like, well, this doesn't work in 1v1, so we're going to change it. Excuse me. Text messages. Hey, Graham, when will Krog figure out how to overclock his painting to a frame rate greater than 1? Someday. Yo, Big G, what should I have for dinner? I don't know. You got any Korean fried chicken places near you? That's kind of what I want for dinner. I really need to decide what we're going to have for dinner. Thanks, Omega Platinum. It's not going anywhere yet. It still could. Beard's holding on. Back of the head's holding on. Top of the head's loosening, but it's still there. I'm wearing the hat because my hair looks bad, not because it's gone. I just started playing Arena. Haven't played actual Magic since Innistrad. Should I spend all my gold on Alchemy packs and eventually I'll have enough wild cards to make actual decks? I would recommend not unless you are planning on playing Alchemy. Otherwise, that's sort of a waste of the gold. If you like playing limited, I would say, what I do, and again, this is not everyone's experience with Arena, use your gold. Oh yeah, the removal spell. Use your gold to buy into limited events, because then you can earn gems by playing limited, and you get cards as well. Wilson! Board 2, huh? All right. Pass. I will just trade. Yeah. Surprise! That thing's too ridiculous. Reach, trample, ward 2, specialize 4, specializes 2, bear comrade. Oh. Our bear. Sure. I was wrong. Archivist is fine. Limited. Yeah, it's just a, you know, it's a 2/2 with flash. It's totally chill. Oi. All right. Taking 4. But this time we probably get to kill that knoll. Let's do it now before they get tricks. I agree, Night Destroyer. They should have had it also trigger on Seek, because searching doesn't happen very often in Alchemy. It's mostly seeking. Yeah, bring it on. Bum, bum, bum. Giant fire beetles? What the heck is that? Ooh. Okay, interesting. Well, they're probably not going to block, but then I'm also not going to block. So, fight you? Probably going to kill that. Except they get another one. Man. Also, that art. I love they're just wandering through like a house. Oh no, they're in barrels. That's still big. That's still too big. Put that on the fire beetles, please. Good. I was going to kill them anyway. Oh, oh, oh. I mean, they still get to double team, but... I race. Ineffectually. Is that all the mana I have? E. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. 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 If you kill them in response, the original doesn't have the perpetual effect. Oh! I should have waited for that trigger to resolve. Because now this one hasn't lost double team. Interesting. What's the adventure on the Griff? Give something indestructible, but unfortunately it doesn't make anything trade, so I think I just play this dragon. So I should have let the double team trigger resolve and then killed the fire beetles, because technically speaking, if they get this back from the graveyard, it still has double team. Good tip. Whoever that was. I've lost them now. Yeah, I just got to trade one of those. But hey, this makes my Flaming Fist Officer also able to trade with an Inspiring Bard. Don't kill it! Stop it! What are you doing? Oh, well, okay. That still trades at least. There's them fire beetles again. Okay. So we will do this. And this. And take 3 from the Bard and double block the beetles. That's fine. And depending on, and however they order damage, we'll make that one indestructible. Oh, that doesn't work. He still gets to kill the other one. So I don't know what I was thinking. Not enough damage. Though this just trades, so we should just do that. Probably. Yeah, that was stupid. Alright. I think a new sealed is in our future. In our very, very soon future. Rain Coast Bear says, "Good morning, Graham. It's not half bad across the sea today in Vancouver. How is it in Victoria?" It's lovely in Victoria. It's a terrific day here. Yeah, is that alpha? I think it'd be nice if you could do historic brawl without the words tumbling out of my face. Without alchemy. I think I'd prefer that. Fart. This card was good in AFR and it's good again. It's just annoying. It's kind of funny. All right, so we... Huh, that took their whole turn. All right, so we block there, jump here, go to blockers, make my Hippogriff indestructible. Forgot we had 2 of those. Really wanted to draw something that wasn't a land. Can't double block, so we're jumping anyway, so go for it! As we have been for many turns. Dead to removal. There it is. Okay. Let's try drafting. Let's do a draft. But first, Dromos GHG for 57 months. Always happy to have Graham on stream, even more so these days. Hey, so am I. Lumberjack for 80 months. Welcome back. Uncanny Jim Jams for 51 months. Hey, G, glad to see you on the stream today. Neat hat. Thank you. And Kazman with 200 bits says, loved the crap shot. A reminder. I'm only wearing the hat because my hair is bad. Because it looks bad, not because it's gone. Maybe doing a sealed today. Maybe going back to sealed. Maybe most folks are doing sealed. Hope the cards have been good for you. They've been all right for me. They've been much better for my opponents, frankly. Good choice wearing the 500 hat, not the old GP-bound gas station hat. Oh, man. Do we still have that? It'd be at the office somewhere. 'Cause 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 Sealed it is. No, I'm not playing Kill Team, but I'm excited to watch it. That's going to be tomorrow night. Bear. Also, Blood Money. What's this do? 7 mana. Destroy all creatures. For each non-token creature destroyed this way, you get treasure. Sick. Chaos Baldur. Oh, yeah, all right. Whenever it attacks or dies, choose 2. Each mode must target a different player. Yeah. Flames of Moradin. 4 mana sorcery. Destroy up to 3 target artifacts. Conjure a duplicate of each non-token artifact destroyed this way. That seems very narrow, but sure. As Kindred Discovery enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Whenever a creature you control the chosen type enters the battlefield or attacks, draw a card. Holy moly. What? 3 Lulus. We might be playing white again. I didn't even look at the Horn of Valhalla. Oh, yeah, right. Make a whole bunch of soldiers. Oh, sweet. Borskir Troll Keeper. Huh. Can I ask a channel programming question? Is Long Game Gloomhaven in the VOD pipeline? Yes. Bear with us just a little longer. It's a very kind offer, girl painting. Let me think about that. Thank you. All right. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals all creature and land cards in their hand. Choose one of them. That card perpetually gains. This enters tapped. All right. You get in, you get in, you get in. Paladin's good. That thing's good. I actually have a little bit of life gain this time. Okay, so what does Lulu specialize into? So it's a 1/3 flyer for 3. You get a boon with, when you cast your next creature spell without flying, it gains flying. That's great. And then specialize for 2 into a 2/4 with whenever you attack with one or more other creatures with flying, you gain twice that much life. Or you draw that many cards and discard a card. Each opponent loses that much life and you gain that life. Create that many soldiers that are tapped and attacking. Or those creatures get +2/+2 until end of turn. How many Lulus is too many Lulus? That's ridiculous. Sea Tower Imprisonment. Enchant creature, planeswalker you don't control, and ETB conjure a card named Soldiers of the Watch onto the battlefield. Enchant a permanent, can't attack or block. So it's a arrest, and you get a 2/1 into play? Holy moly. All right. Oh, and Pegasus Guardian. Instant, blink one of your creatures, and then it's a 3/3 that if a permanent you control left the battlefield, you get a Pegasus. Ranger Squadron, flying double team, and Guardian Naga, exile artifact or enchantment. It's a 5/6 with vigilance. As long as it's your turn, prevent all damage to be done. This is ridiculous. This is all preposterous. All right, and then we are also playing red because we have Chaos Baldur and a dragon and a Valor Singer. And I guess we'll play this Barbarian. Dueling Rapier. I don't know, maybe we should be playing black. I don't know. Who's this? OG, the Exquisite Blade. 2/3... ETB, gain 2 life, scry 2. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, exile up to 1 target. Oh, blink a creature. Okay. Oh my gosh. Right, we got some really good green here too. We don't actually have that much great red, to be honest. We've got Chaos Baldur, and that's about it. But in green, we've got... Oh yeah, Ettercap. Web Shot. That's gross, by the way. That creature. We got Poison the Blade. We got Knoll Hunter. Sylvan Shepherd. Mycolid. Ettercap. 2 Owlbears. Hillguide. Herdgorger. Dread Lenorm. 7 mana, 7/6. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or less, but it's also 4 mana instant. Put 2 counters on a creature you control. Untap it. It gains hexproof. That is a preposterous combat trick. Also, 2 specialized creatures. Oh, Lord. So much more reading. Hang on. What's this one do? Circle of the Land Druid. 1/1 for 1. ETB, you may mill 4 cards. When it dies, return target land from graveyard to your hand. Okay. What's that reaction image that's like, I'm not reading that. Like, I'm not reading all that, but sorry that happened to you. Or congratulations, whichever. It's like one of those. Does Lulu specialize adjust what color we pair with? Not really. I don't really care what color she turns into. Yeah, I'm not reading all that, but congratulations, or sorry that happened. Like, just stop. Ghost Lantern. Oh, get something back from your graveyard. Creature you control dies, but plus plus counter on equipped creature. That face doesn't look super happy to be in the lantern. Ah, there we go. Thank you. Hang on. Let me just... There. There, that's what... 4 specialized creatures in my deck. This is how I feel about it. I'm just going to assume that they're good, put them in the deck, and read it when it becomes relevant. Man, looking black, though. We got 2 Sewer Plagues. Oh, and this Wrath, and I guess that's sort of it. And the blue is okay. Yeah, we should be white-green. And I don't know, do we need to spike Pit Trap just because we don't have a lot of removal? Maybe you read Skanos before you put it in because it's expensive. All right. 5 mana 4/4. Whenever it attacks, another attacking creature gets +X/+O until end of turn where X is Skanos' power. Like, that's a fine 5-drop anyway. So, like, I'm chill with that. But it could specialize into 6/6 with Vigilance. Whenever it attacks, untap another attacking creature, and it gets that buff. 4/4 with Lifelink. Another target attacking creature gets Lifelink and that buff. Whenever it attacks, another creature gets Flying in that buff. Another creature gets Menace in that buff. And another creature gets First Strike in that buff. No, that seems very good. The Flying also works well with Lulu. Also, imagine Lulu and then use the boon to give Skanos Flying. Actually, any of these give Flying to any of these creatures. All right, hang on. So, all right. 4 cuts we got to make. All right. Removal, kind of removal. And just to make a whole bunch of soldiers. So that seems pretty good. So we're probably going to cut one of our 22 creatures. Or some of our 22 creatures, rather. Now, this looks expensive, but Pegasus Guardian is a 2-mana spell, or 2-mana adventure. Guardian Nog is a 3-mana adventure. These are 4-mana adventures. Ettercap is also a 3-mana adventure. You could probably cut a Lulu. I probably cut 1 Lulu, yeah. I don't know if I need 3 Lulus. Hamath says, "Say, Graham, how are the Disaster Cat twins doing?" They're all right, actually. Baxter's getting better day by day. He's just not... I don't know what it is. He's just being a real curmudgeon about it. To be fair, Finnegan is earning that by being full of what my dad calls the devilment. Which is, he's just like, I'm going to cause problems on purpose. Like, he just starts following Following Baxter around like, I'm going to get real close to you. He doesn't make noise, Finnegan, except to Baxter. He makes these adorable little trill meows that are like, it sounds like he's trying to be like, I'm harmless. I just want to be your friend, as he inches closer and closer to Baxter's face and then rears back with one paw, and then Baxter just goes like, no! He's not subtle. I'm baby. Yeah, exactly. He's like, I'm baby. I'm a little baby. That's all I am. I'm just a little baby. Little baby's about to hit you. And then Baxter just goes like, no, you're not. Okay. We have a lot of 2-drops. Wilson seems too powerful not to play. Same with Jaheira. Hexproof from artifacts and enchantments. Also, specialized 2. You get to just destroy something. You get to destroy an artifact or enchantment every time. And then you gain 4 life or put a +1/+1 counter each of up to other 2 creatures. Scry 2. Each opponent loses 3 life. Whenever you cast your next spell, it potentially gains +1/+1 haste. Okay, yeah. Definitely run Jaheira. Maybe we don't need... We don't need Knoll Hunter. This one seems cool. Steadfast Paladin's just super irritating with the life gain. Let's cut Knoll Hunter. We still have 20 creatures and need to make 2 more cuts. Maybe we don't need Sylvan Shepherd. Underseller Myconoid seems like, because it's mana ramp as well, with our more expensive creatures, that's probably pretty good. Do you need the 2/1 soldiers? Probably not. We do get one for free. It's 2 cards in 1, right? Poison. No, I like Poison the Blade because it's sort of removable. It can kill very big creatures. Harold Holmes, he's just a little guy. Finnegan thinks he's just a little guy, but Baxter's onto him. It's really funny when they have conversations because Finnegan's like, and Baxter just is going. It's this very deep guttural. Yeah, Knoll Hunter gets bigger, it's true. But, like, I don't know. I'd rather run Soldiers to watch than Steadfast Paladin just because, like, it's 2 creatures. Is Ranger Squadron that good? I forgot what we're looking at. Again, it's 2 creatures. Maybe it's 6 mana. Maybe not. My vote is cut a Shepherd and a Lenorm. That combat trick is preposterous, though. I'm going to cut Sylvan Shepherd and Ranger Squadron. Maybe I cut 1 Lenormand and bring back Ranger Squadron. 3/4 flyer, but double team. No, Owlbear is just very cool. All right, let's cut Lenormand. Bring back Ranger Squadron. All right, let's play Magic. Same lands, because they're great. Sure. Actually, I just realized something. Any fancy lands we can buy with our bajillion gems? No. Very well. All right. Magic the Gathering. Why has it stopped making noise? Why did Arena suddenly stop making noise? Okay, it's back. All right. Elena Duel for 96 months. Terrarion for 56 months. And JR Plays Games for 27 months. Thank you. Party! I like that the Exile Zone is a sewer grate. Cyber Joke for 55 months says, thank you for sharing your experience on live. You're welcome. It's definitely how I wanted to do that. Felt better than a tweet. And there was too much funny stuff to not share it. Oh, the Double Masters pre-release just went up on the YouTube. Can't stop thinking about the thick milk. Angel, it was so bad. Opponent. So again, the worst part is that it was 1% milk that had been nectar thickened. Ansk for 50 months. Welcome back. Not the penguins. That can we get Karen to isolation, please? It destroyed me. That was so funny. Ring the bell. Do we win? Do we win? Oh, that means your side is the one disconnecting? Oh, really? Yeah, well, restart the client. I hope I don't lose. That would be annoying. Your overemphasis of the K in thick milk somehow makes it sound worse than normally pronouncing it. Yeah, I was really trying to sell that. Did we skip a turn? If we went first, we might have skipped a turn there, but this seems fine. Seek 2 non-land cards, then put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library. Nice. Looks like we just missed the mulligan. Luckily, we got a keepable hand, so that's fine. Bear. Specialize 4. Alright, so Reach Trample 5/5. Reach Trample Lifelink. Reach Trample Can't Be Blocked. Reach Trample Menace. Reach Trample Double Strike. Different stats and something that you can exile from your graveyard. Okay. What a whole bunch of stuff. I guess I don't want to attack because they just... Well... Am I willing to trade Wilson for a Underseller Myconoid? Probably not. Yeah, gotta love Trample Can't Be Blocked. I think 5/5 Reach Trample is probably pretty good. Yeah, see, turn 4 Owlbear. Maybe I should have offered the trade with the Myconoid. They probably wouldn't have blocked. Specialize 2. You attack with one or more other creatures with flying. All right, I think this turn we're just going to imprison their owlbear. Get our soldiers to watch. Attack. We still have this boon, so we can give Skanos flying. And then on the turn after that, we can specialize Lulu. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, nice. We have an answer for that. Which I don't want to use this turn, so I'm just going to play Skanos. Now, next turn, we get to web shot the young blue dragon and then attack with Skanos. So we web shot and specialize Lulu, so we got to decide what we want to do here. Gain twice that much life whenever you attack with one or more other creatures. So we would gain 2 life. Or we'd draw cards. Nope, they're killing Skanos. That sucks. Well, forget my whole plan. Nope, I'm trying to look at Lulu. Drain. I like make soldiers, actually. Oh, just make big? Probably just make big. Well, you can only specialize into green or what? I would save... You need a basic or a card of the specialized color to specialize into that color? What? Oh! Never read that. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool, I guess. Yeah, Wilson's specialized 4, so I guess I'll do that next turn. All right. I had no idea that that was part of the specialized cost. K definition for 18 months. Welcome back. I can turn into any one of these, eh? Might just make a 5/5 with trample. That seems pretty good. Excuse me? Oymuntark Polar Werebear. Hexproof. Has hexproof if it hasn't dealt damage yet. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create a food token. Sacrifice a food. Draft a card from the spellbook. But... There's some good cards in there. Yikes. Okay. All right, so let's try this. Let's specialize into this one. Doesn't have reach, does it? No. Okay. So they can double block, but then we get to kill Oymuntark. Hi, Tostiferous. Oh no. Beginning your end step, if your creatures have total power 8 or greater, draw a card. No! Stop it! Alright. Well, we can make Lulu into a 2/4. Or we can just play a Hill Giant Herd Gorger. Or one or more other creatures with flying. Thanks, Mistborn. I think the Double Masters PPR went really well. Exactly, Foxmore. I asked them to stop it, but they didn't. They drew a card anyway, and that's so rude. And then what does this do? Exile it from your graveyard. Target creature you control perpetually gains +1/+1, reach, trample, and ward 2. So trading Wilson off isn't even that bad. Still nothing's got reach, yeah? Oh, Lord Hosk is back with his own account. Delightful. Welcome back. So now they're at 6, and now next turn we can specialize Lulu and we can Wilson our Herd Gorger and make it a 8/7 reach, trample, ward 2. That seems pretty good. Godecki! 96 months. The anti-Nyson months, yeah, 96. You see? Grinning Ignis is banned in Alchemy? What? Oh, I haven't read that update. Good, because that Canadian Hosk account, Twitch was warning me there's a possible ban evasion, you know? Get that guy out of here. On and Awful, back for 52 months, who says, button, press button, ook. Whoa, what the? Renix's vile duplication. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except the token has flying and isn't legendary. That's quite frightening. No, what do you do? Gain 4 life. Each opponent loses 3 life. Remember, you can only go white? No, because I have a forest, and all of her specializations are also green. So I can do any of hers. Right? Is that not how I'm reading this? Discard a card of that color or associated basic land type? No? Thank you, Wizards, for including us in this special early access streamer event. I don't like this mechanic. All right, well. Oh, not again. Ugh. Flibspeak with a 16-month resub says, Bear. And Ela806 with 103 months. 103. Says, Graham, I want to say I have long and deeply been inspired by your commitment and attention to craft, a guiding light in my own creative process. That's very kind of you. That's an incredibly kind thing to say. Thank you. Arena punished me for not liking Specialize, so now we're probably going to miss the rest of the turn. Oh. Nope. No wins, no losses. That game never happened. You saw nothing. All right, that was weird. Yes, we'll keep this. This seems great. God, stop. I need those dragons to stop entering the battlefield like that. Shivam, what's up? Shivam, look, we got the horn. Don't counter. No! What? That's so rude. All right. So rude. Literally nothing else to do this turn. So I guess I pass. I need to mute this computer. Beep. Haha! I chose correctly. Blink! No sewer plague for this steadfast paladin. Lantern of Revealing. All right, I think I'm going to make... Because I've got 2 6-drops in hand, so I think I'm going to make 3 soldiers this turn. The next turn, we can either play one of the 6-drops, which is probably what we're going to do, or we can make the Steadfast Paladin extra thick. Up against Lantern Control, I see. Yeah, exactly. This one, by the way, so it's a mana rock, or for 4 mana and tap it, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, you just get to put it into play, and if you don't, you can put it on the bottom of your library. Well, they sure did pass with all their mana open. So, just going to go to Slam Step and then play this Pegasus Guardian. Or attempt to play this Pegasus Guardian. Counterspell, probably? Oh. I'm surprised. I think they're just dead to Devoted Paladin this turn, depending on what they do. They're in a pretty awkward spot here. Oh, okay. I thought they were activating the ability. Fair. Well. Yep. No worries. Ooh. They could still very much have counterspell here. I don't really want my Ranger Squadron to get countered. Alright, cool. So this way I still get to play Ettercap at least. We're at 30. I don't know, I feel like with this many little weenies and them being at such low life, I can just throw my Paladin away at this point. Saravok the Usurper. 3/3. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +X/+O until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures in your graveyard, which is currently 0. And then it turns into seek a creature, put it into your graveyard, then conjure 2 duplicates of it in your graveyard. You know, I'm not reading all that. All right. They're tapped out, so here's a it's a cat. All right. Don't kill it. Don't kill it. I love when some random creature makes the noise like a feral stray. It's not random, like it is a cat, but, you know, they've written it down. You know, it's cat, so obviously there's a flag in Arena that's like, here are the noises a cat could make, but it is funny to see that creature go. Netty471 for 20-month resub. I just came here from Long Muskrat, the Tube, into mining. I love you guys so much, it's not even funny. Thank you. I think it's very funny, but that's why we write them. Oh, no! All right. A Numbskull 1 for 21 months. Welcome back. And Owen Thunderguns 1 for 19 months. Welcome back to you. I got bad news for Saravok. OG card is Tabaxi Toucaneers. Yeah, they changed a bunch of the names as well. Boop. Nice. It's a great draw. And that, because it's a bird bear, that's the noise an owl bear makes. Love it. Now this Lenorm. Yeah. Okay, clear that land off the top. That's pretty good. Is that what noise was that? Is it the noise the Gate to Sea Tower makes? It's just really damp. All right, well. Ooh, very nice. The thumbnail for Mencan has been haunting my YouTube Play Next slot for more than a week. Just watch it. It'll probably go away. I know that you have. I can't be held responsible for YouTube. Is that another one? All right. Uh-huh. This is lethal. This is lethal, right? Is this not lethal? Yeah, this is lethal. All right. No need to still had all these Lenorms. Moses RW for 17 months says, thank you for being. You're welcome. I like it. Alias V, what up? Yeah, sure. It's a little awkward. See, I didn't get to play against Ailey when she was in town for the actual Commander Legends event. So this is making up for that. All right, well, I'm not going to minimally contain a Reckless Barbarian. It's tempting to web shot a Pilgrim's Eye, though. I'm going to fall behind pretty quick. All right, cool. Jaheira. Do we just immediately specialize Jaheira? I think we might. What can Jaheira turn into? That one or that one? Plus most one counter each of up to other 2 target creatures. That's pretty rough, actually. So I can only do this one. Destroy that Pilgrim's Eye and gain 4 life. Oh, but then she's a 3/4. You know, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, I think we're going to pitch the Lenorm? Red-black? How likely are they to have a target for the Ettercap? Yeah, alright, let's do it. Let's pitch the Ettercap. Specialize is a clunky ability. Ow. Oh, I just popped my hip. What the hell was that? The first step of pop locking. Great. Volparium with a 7-month resub. Welcome back. And Starshock 2002 for 103 months. That's almost as long as my queue time for the Stream Deck. Oh, that sucks. All right, well. Okay. And now... it's a treasure. And now, I'll be right back. Hi, sorry. Sorry, Ailey. Sorry, viewers at home. Death Touch. All of this sucks. All right. I have to keep very hydrated, you see. What's this do? When it dies, if it wasn't blocking, draw a card. Huh. Alright. Oh, I could have blocked this Sepulchre Ghoul and, like, tricked... Not tricked. I should have blocked the Ghoul there and hoped that she sacked the other thing. Yeah, alright. Can't block hay. Lulu! Alright, well. Can't block, won't block. Cromch. Yo! Unicorn Vector just gifted 5 subs. Thank you so much. Welcome, Metal Chemist, Goblin Slide, Abaddon MTG, Magic Sandman, and Rixian. And thank you, Xantos, for those 50 bits. Alright, well, I'll try it this time. That's bait. I'm baiting you. Oh. Yeah. Good enough. Wow. Now who got baited? All right. Fair enough. What the? Gray Slod. What do you do? So there are 4 more cards in your graveyard. Gray Slod has Menace and Death Touch. Just cards. Just cards in the graveyard. Gross. Okay. All right. That's flying now. I forgot that was going to happen. Oh, no. Oh, that's annoying. With the Sepulchre Ghoul. Just doing it right now, hey? Oh, right, because then the Gray Slod gets Death Touch and Menace. Yes, that occurs. So... I can blink the Paladin and then trade it with the Red Dragon. Still take 10. No. Yeah, let's do that. I don't feel like trading Jaheira for the Guildsworn Prowler, so... This is not great. Oh. Awesome. That's also not great. Oh, I think I'm just dead, actually. Double block there, just do that. Just do... Yeah, I'm just dead. I needed to draw a land there and play this. Well, that still wouldn't have helped. Still would not have helped. Oh, I could have specialized Lulu into a 2/4. Which maybe I should have done. What's the smartest way to do this block? I guess like that. Sepulchre Ghoul is not sorcery. It's just only once per turn. I didn't even know what killed me there. Oh, yeah, no, I think I was in bad shape there. That's fine. GG Ailey. Don Chromatic with a 7-month resub. Hey, big fan, but I'm wondering for years who made the picture on the wall behind you, Graham. Oh, yeah, that's Barnaby Ward is the artist. I think you can find the website like sommerfield.com. Thinks she threw a mug at you for lethal. Oh, improvised weaponry. Oh, yeah. It's Maria. Yeah, that's a keep. don't have any of the funny emotes. Okay. Double team. Elephant. Here is going to have flying. Oh. Tradesies. I mean, that would be a bad tradesies. Well, all right. So I can turn Lulu into this, well, this one or the green one. The green one is what? +2/+2? Or I can specialize Shira, but that doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. I should do something this turn. I guess I could just play Soldiers of the Watch. I'll just play Soldiers of the Watch. Want to attack with the elephant? Because I didn't think that she was going to block, and I wanted the elephant to block the soldiers. Their soldiers. Oh, blessed hippogriff. Well. 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 All right. Yeah, could have also ettercapped the hippogriff. It was just sort of like, but I still kind of used the hippogriff. What? What's that? Each player chooses a party from among creatures they control and sacrifices the rest. Wow. Oh, don't split the party, I guess. No! Oh. Wow. That was brutal. Land? Land, please? Land? Oh, well. Hello! Blocks better. I'm at 20. I guess I don't need to do that. Roscoe Dark Horse for 63 months says, I lurk, I sub, I lurk again. Well, welcome back. Oh, no. What? Flying double team. When Champion's a tier enters the battlefield, you get a boon with when you cast your next creature spell. That creature enters the battlefield with your choice of a +1/+1 counter, a flying counter, or a lifelink counter. Oh, boy. Double bottom. Okay, sure thing. Yikes a lot. Very yikes. This is worrisome. I can't believe they get another Champions of Tier. Uh-huh. Oh. That was like my whole plan. All right, I got way too aggressive too early. Okay. I've won, what, one game today? I don't think I like this format very much. Aquarionics for a 99-month resub. Says, I got 99 problems and an equal number of subscription months. What just happened? What was that? Oh, that's just their own. Oh, okay. We've won 2 games? All right, cool. Oh, good, it gets flying. We won a game against Jean-Emmanuel Duprat? Oh, is that who that was? Cool. All right, well, we got that going for us, which is nice. It's like when James, Jer, Petter, and I were playing the Portland Team GP for M whatever Magic core set had triplicate spirits in it. And we lost the game against Paolo Vito Damodorosa's team. But James beat him. So that was cool. Why can't I block this? Can't be blocked. Oh. Sick. Isn't that where the Friday Night's joke with LSV comes in? I think so. What the heck is a boon? It's a new, it's like a flavor word for a delayed trigger. It's a thing that has existed before, and I think in Paper Magic, certainly on Arena, it's more relevant on Arena, but yeah, all right. Excuse me. Gonna need a few more lands, I think. Okay, that's something. I will probably just trade. Or else that Knoll Hunter's gonna start carving slices out of me. It's an excuse to let delayed triggers persist for longer than until end of turn. I mean, delayed triggers have lasted for longer than that for a while. You can cycle poison if you keep the bear. Yeah, I was debating doing that at the end of turn over there, but... Oh, ooh, ward, though. Guess I'm taking 4 to the dome. Ooh, and they still targeted the bear. Folks, we got away with that. Now, what's this do? Damage isn't removed from creatures you're... Ugh. That's gross. Is it any target? They could have domed me. Do I want to attack? No. Because next turn, if I don't draw land, I'm probably just going to turn Wilson into a 5/5 with trample. The old one-sided Hearthstone. Yep, that's what chat's calling it anyway. Oh, that's ambitious. What's it do? Enters the battlefield with X plus 1. Oh, okay. So it's a 2/2 for 4. All right, sweet. I think We are going to... hold off on specializing until the late game. I mean, we could turn into a 5/5 right now. And a 5/5 trample seems pretty cool. And we can protect it. Yeah. Sure. Let's do that. Oh, it's 4 to specialize. I thought it was 2. Well, then I guess I don't. In that case... oh, neat. Okay. That's going to be so annoying. Just to remember that just so fundamentally changes the game. Ugh, I don't like it. Yeah, Lenorm for blocking trick. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do here. But then I'm going to have a 4/4 with 2 damage marked on it. But I guess I could blink it. What do you do? It gets +1. When it dies, note its power. Yikes! All right. I could use it on Lulu, but I kind of like having it on the trample. Although maybe having a big flyer is a good idea. Sure. You. That's so weird. So weird. Oh yeah, my owlbear flies now. Oh yeah, if a creature was indestructible, it would just keep getting down into negatives. I think. They fly now? That's true, it is a bird. It's part bird. It says right there. Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. Pack tactics. Some big fire beetles. Okay. So, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. By which I mean play that forest. So we could specialize Lulu into that one. So gaining twice, I would gain 2 life attacking with the owlbear. Or this one and make the owlbear a 6/6 and hit for 9 this turn. Discard this. I like that. Still keeps up Poison the Blade and the Blink. Let's do that. Oh, right, and Lulu also becomes a 4/4. So it's actually hitting for 10. And now either of them are lethal. Okay. Lulu's an uncommon. We have 3 of them in the pool. Only 2 of them in the deck. Because we were like, that's a lot of legendary elephants. Is specialized perpetual? Yes. So blinking Lulu still works. So that happens, that happens. That has fire breathing. I'm okay to trade Wilson for that. I'm just making extra sure to keep up Blink. Can you have multiple Lulus out when you specialize one? I think so? I would guess so. Because they have a different name. This is now Lulu Wild Hollyphant, not Forgetful Hollyphant. So they're different creatures. So that, yeah, they have different names. That has to be how that works. Fire beetles are enormous! Going to combat. Some folks in chat cheering for Anna. I'm honestly not sure who our opponent is, but that was a fine game of Magic the Gathering. Glad to see that they have fans in the chat. That's great. It's Anna, certainly. Yes, exactly. No smoke fire. Mara is bored, says, I hope both players have a good time, but I would like Anna to prevail as I know her personally. Ah. Yeah. Owlbear's a bit awkward, but sure, this is probably fine. Especially if they mulligan. Oh, okay. Oh, they did mulligan, actually. I was kidding. Nope. 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 Not having puppet noises the whole game. Exile turret, artifact, or enchantment. Could be good. Hi, Anna. Anna MT 1992. Good game to you, too. Oh, goodness. What just happened? What? Huh? What? Hold... What? They made more. I hate it. Does it perpetually get big? What? No. Okay. Wow, that was... what? Huh? I don't like any of that. Holy crap. What about this flying Jaheira? Which I could make into a 3/4. And then put a +1/+1 counter on Lulu? Yeah. Let's do that. Don't get the extra value for it, but that's fine. Oh, no. None of those. This feels like mediocre specialized value, but oh, hey! King of Doma just gave Anna a gift sub. Welcome to the channel, Anna. Nice to have met you on the field of battle. So we could specialize Lulu, or... Oh no, giant fire beetles. 16? Sure. We'll get in with one of them. And play this bird bear. Oh, nice. Wow, it's already 12:50. Flyers in. Bear, 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 bird. Bird, 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 bear. Ah. Wait a minute. That can't be allowed. No, I say. You know what? We're going to turn Lulu into this one. Oh, I should have attacked with everything there. That was BM. I might have waited till they play their 7/7 that now gets flying. Well, I have a sea tower imprisonment. So do they. Evidently. How many soldiers of the watch does one deck need? Right, we have a thing for this. Whoop! I'm on a sea tower imprisonment diet. That's true. It's funny. All these Soldiers of the Watch, they've only actually had one Soldiers of the Watch card in the deck that we're aware of. Okay, that was a silly game. This format is a lot. So after another game or two, depending on how long the next game takes, we're going to be briefly going offline, and then James is going to come and pick it back up from Studio J. Have we named James's house? He's at home as well, and he's going to take the second half of the day of Magic streaming for the next several hours, and then of course it's Let's Nope later tonight, where they are continuing to play The Quarry. I certainly hope they're considering playing The Quarry, because that's what they told us they were doing. Sometimes language escapes me. Studio Punch-a-Chunk. The Hole. James is broadcasting from The Hole. So we're going to go offline briefly. But stick around, because then we'll come right back online. Can you imagine how irritating it would be if your opponent could hear this? Oh yeah, that card. We had that in our first sealed. Lulu! Swickwick with a 20-month resub. Holy how has this been 20 months? Can stick around. Hope the format is good and treating you well, G. and A Name You Can Read. My favorite kind of name, back for 60 months. The format is... it's not... Bomb heavy is the wrong term for it. It's there's a lot of powerful magic. There's just a lot of powerful magic happening. Hold on. What are you? 3/2 first strike. Specialize. You may also activate this ability if it is in your graveyard. Okay. And... sure. Being as I have nothing else I can do... maybe I should have traded for that Dust Guard. I don't know. Yeah. I'm probably just going to trade for that 3/1 so I stop taking damage and then drop a series of owl bears on him. Is my plan, anyway. Yeah, on paper, Karlach does extra combat steps, but I don't know. I don't feel like reading all that. Uno! Thanks for the raid. I'll trade you. Welcome, raiders. And names are silly with a 72-month reset. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm a fool! Reading the card explains the card. Oh, it's a flying bear now. Well, I'm just going to say that that was a tempo play because it used all their mana for the turn. Less cat hair. Drunk Owl. Back for 36 months. Great timing. This owl can't sit still. Whoa, what the? Oh. Oh! It's a Banisher Priest. Okay. What do they turn this into? Oh, they make it teeny weeny, or make things, or a skeleton, or soldiers, or a boar. Wild. Caw-caw. Toucans! The Toucaneers are here. What happens to the exiled card when it specializes? Nothing, unless they specialize into that one, which is that the exiled card loses all of its abilities and becomes a 1/1. Otherwise, it doesn't actually do anything. And then, yeah, does it just go away forever if they specialize it? I don't like that. What's this? +1/+1 and vigilance. So that only... It should be the same object on the battlefield, but it doesn't have that ability. That is a lot of open mana. But I'm at 11, so, like, I gotta try something. All right. Oh. Oh! I was like, oh, they just bounce. No. No, they don't. Yeah, we're going to lose this game. A little late. No, no, no. Untap land. Please. No. Ah. That could have been so good. Maybe I should have just passed. Like, maybe I should have just passed and then popped their monk and gotten my bear back. I would have had this up as well. How? There's no way I'm not dead here. Literally, no matter how I block, I'm dead. What? Oh. Wait, it came back? What just happened? Oh, I wanted to play one more game before I hand it off to James, but I mean, the timing's too good. Well, I know it specializes in the graveyard. I didn't think it came back to play. Gems. All right. Go for it, play one more. Well, I don't have any. I'm out of the sealed, and this draft never fired. So, like, I can open a sealed pool, but I'm not going to play with it. I need some lunch. No worries, James. Fiend Lash. James, I hope you like reading. All right, that's going to do it for me. Don't go away. The stream's going to go offline very briefly. And then it's going to come back online with James playing out the rest of our afternoon here in the early access streamer event. So, yeah, thanks for joining me this morning. That was fun. I'm going to go get some food and chill out for the rest of the day. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Thanks for all the kind words and the subs and all that good stuff. If you're watching on the YouTube, hello. Nice to see you. And for those of you who are here, it's great to see you. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.